Last year, we focused on different evidence-based practices that help increase achievement for students with significant cognitive disabilities. We will continue that during each of our alternate content standards professional learning sessions, but in between those sessions, we are going to be introducing coaching. The purpose of coaching is to increase student achievement by providing you with personalized professional development in areas that you need, support you in your ongoing efforts to teach the essential elements, and the opportunity to discuss student data to help drive your next steps. According to Education Week, coaching improves both instructional practices and student achievement, more so than any other professional development and school-based interventions. Each teacher will have 2 30-minute coaching sessions during your school's CCRS days for Quarter 2 and Quarter 4. The session will take place virtually through Zoom. A calendar invite will be sent to let you know the date, time, and Zoom link for your session. As the chart shows, during the Alternate Content Standards Professional Learning, we are providing you with an overview of coaching, which will start in Quarter 2. You will also be able to select a topic and share a completed applied practice that goes along with the topic. That will help to ensure that the coach is able to review the document prior to the session to ensure meaningful collaboration and next steps. If you did not participate in the Alternate Content Standards Professional Learning last year, you will not have an artifact to submit. We will all have the opportunity to reflect on student data that you will discuss during your coaching session. When you select a topic to focus on for the coaching session during Quarter 2, consider one that has been a challenge for you. Consider your goal-setting template and the ones that you indicated your performance level to be beginning, emerging, or proficient. I selected my topic by reviewing student data, the goal-setting templates from the ICM, and applied practices that I created during Year 1 of the Alternate Content Standards Professional Learning. All 3 of those artifacts will also be used in the coaching session to help answer DeForce questions. Let's look at each question to see how the coaching activities align to each question. The first of DeForce questions, what do we need each student to learn, can only be answered when we know what a student is already able to do. To prepare for our coaching session, be sure you are collecting student data that will assist us in answering this very critical question. For example, I have selected prompt fading as my topic for coaching as I continue to not reduce prompts to promote student independence. I provide too many prompt supports, which causes me to not be able to see what my students can do independently. The second of DeForce questions is how will we know when each student has learned it? I reviewed my systematic instruction plan that I created in my applied practice during the winter ACSPL. I set my criteria to fade my prompts, but I've never really implemented it in my classroom. If I would set up a simple data collection sheet that all staff can use, I would be able to see when a student has reached mastery with the criteria of 3 days with 80% accuracy without any prompts. During our coaching session, we will talk about what we will do when a student experiences difficulty, or the last of DeForce questions, what will we do if a student has already learned it? Let's start with what we will do when a student experiences difficulty. I reviewed my goal-setting template for explicit instruction because I remember identifying my current performance level as emerging, and to move to proficient, I created a goal for data collection and fading prompts. I can ask myself, have I been using the data collection chart with fidelity? Have I established a criterion for changing prompt levels and taught them to all my staff so that we are consistent? Have I taken the time to analyze student errors to make decisions about next steps? Am I using the best pairing of high-leverage practices and evidence-based practices? All of these questions will help drive our next steps. If your student has already learned the skill, then this will be the question we focus on during your coaching session. Like with all questions, you will see that it starts with analyzing the data to decide our next steps in increasing student achievement. Does the data show that the student has demonstrated mastery on consecutive trials independently? Has the student demonstrated mastery when generalization was used? If the student has mastered it independently, we will circle back to the what do we need each student to learn and start the process over. After the check for understanding below, proceed to 3.1a Student Data.